Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Kenke, and welcome to EmotionKnow. EmotionKnow was created with a React.js front end, Ruby on Rails API, full authentication with BCrypt and JSON web tokens, Redux for state management, Semantic UI React, and custom CSS for styling, Microsoft Azure for blob storage, the Twinword Emotion Analysis API, and MorphCast SDK based on deep neural network artificial intelligence. EmotionKnow was inspired by my 11-year-old daughter, Angelina, from the desire to stay connected to her mental health and support her in building emotional intelligence. I had the ambition to integrate my education in positive psychology with computer science and built an app to support adolescents and their families during pivotal stages of development. EmotionKnow offers children new ways to express themselves through journaling with video and audio recording or writing electronically. So let's get started. You can sign up down here and create an account for both the parent and the child, but I already have an account for demonstration purposes, so we can log in as the child. So we're going to enter the username and the password. And then submit. This is the landing page after you log in with the journal entry options at the top. We can start with the written journal and set the title for the journal entry, and then write your heart out. Upon submission, you're redirected to the gallery of all your journal entries where you can review what you have written in chronological order, or check out the last submission that you entered. You can also delete if you choose. The next option we have is an audio journal entry. We can again set the title. And then we can get ready, get set, and go. When you're finished, you just have to say, stop listening to end the recording. You can replay the audio entry if you wish before uploading. And then we are again redirected, but this time to the audio journal entries sorted by date. And if we go to the last page, we can see the most recent journal that we created, or we can replay any of the journals that we created in the past. Written journal entries and audio journal transcripts are submitted to the Twinword API that uses natural language processing to produce an emotional evaluation. The last option we have is the video journal. We can set the title. And then we can turn on our camera to record. While you are recording, the SDK uses facial recognition to evaluate your emotional expression. Then we can stop the recording, replay it if we choose to, and then upload. And then we're redirected to the video journal gallery where we're able to replay any of the previous video recordings that we created. And that's the one we just made, or you can see any of the previous videos. Video entries use MorphCast SDK based on deep neural network artificial intelligence that is completely GDPR compliant, which is General Data Privacy Regulation, and runs only in the browser, which means your facial recognition data is not being reported to any government agency. Yay. Privacy is important, and especially when it comes to our children. This emotional data is then turned into visual reports on the universal emotions of joy, fear, anger, sadness, disgust, and surprise. So let's check that out in the report gallery. Here we are greeted with a table of all the written audio and video journals we've created and can navigate to the last page to see the journal entries we just made. If we click on one of these, we can see the data that was returned on the universal emotions, or we can see the journal data, the actual journal entry, audio, or video, where you can also replay. If you scroll down, we can see all of the emotional data over time, and we can filter by emotion if we're interested in one particular emotion. We can also filter by date if there's a certain time period that we are particularly interested in. And lastly, we can navigate back and then go to the Fun with Emotions page. On this page, the webcam is loaded along with the MorphCast SDK, so we can see what emotions our face is expressing in real time. If I make a happy face, the joy meter goes up. An angry face, the angry meter goes up. A surprise face, and the surprise meter goes up. So now we can go and log out, and let's check out the parent portal. So sorry, parents, you can't spy on your kids' journal entries, but you can see the reports that were generated from their emotional expression. In this view, the journals are not accessible, but you can see the individual emotional reports. In the same way, if you click, you have the data for the individual journal. And you also have the data over time and can filter by emotion, or you can also filter by time. So another feature I wanted to show is that I have received emails from the app alerting me that my child has created journal entries, so I know to log in and check out the emotional reports generated from the journal. And lastly, we have a resources page that's available to anyone, whether you're logged in or not, and it has links for both parents and children to help support the growth of emotional intelligence. Thank you for listening, and I would be happy to answer any questions.